What's up? This is Scientific SD of Sound Creation Intelligence, back with quick tip number 2 for the vessel notes. In quick tip number 1, I showed how you can turn the vessel notes into, or import the vessel notes into a simpler or a sampler instrument in Ableton Live and quickly get started working on audio production by making the sound a continuous loop. I also, in that quick tip, mentioned how filters can affect the vessel note sounds, and that is what I want to touch on in quick tip number 2, is how the filter and the filter envelope can help you come up with some really quick and unique sounds using the vessel notes. So let's get started. Here, I'm just going to select a MIDI track, and I'm just going to pick a random vessel note sound by double clicking. And then I'll, just like I did in quick tip number 1, I'll create a continuous loop playback of the vessel note sound. So I just took my start and end sample selectors for the loop, trigger the loop button, apply 100% fade, and then I'll select a section of the sample start time. This can be selected based on your own preferences. When I do that and I trigger the MIDI track channel, and I've made sure that for this video I'm using my computer MIDI keyboard, but you want to make sure that parameter is selected as well and highlighted in yellow. I can then play back the sound. And of course, if I decide that I want this to have a different attack, decay, sustain, release, ADSR, I can just move it to different sections, as well as get a different tonal character depending on which section of the vessel note sample I highlight. So you can hear that there's a big difference. All right. And so the next thing that I wanted to focus on was the entire filtering section of Simpler, the frequency filtering and the envelope filtering. Okay, but let's start with the frequency. Of course, we know what filtering a sound can do. So let's listen to this. Let's turn this off and listen to the original sound again. All right. Let's change the continuous loop playback selections to a different area. Okay. Let's turn the filter back on. In Ableton, don't forget you have the info view. So this info view box tells you exactly what every selection you can make in an instrument and on Ableton does. So if we're in this filter area here, we can look here at, for instance, the filter type, the circuit type, the frequency cutoff filter, the resonance filter, and the slopes as well, to get an idea of what it's saying that these parameters do. And if you'll notice, there's some parameters that you can click that will render you an extra parameter magically out of the blue that you can use to even shape the tonal characteristics of the vessel note sounds as well. So I would say that with the vessel notes, using them in simpler and sampler, that you pay a lot of attention to the info box and really dig in deep on what these parameters do and how they affect the sound. Even the velocity and the key filter cutoff key affect the filtration of the sound. So I could take the velocity up as well, which is something that you would really be able to hear a lot more if I was playing on a MIDI keyboard. If you're playing on something where you can, that's touch sensitive, you would really hear the difference with these velocity triggers and this and the filter cutoff key. So let's take the frequency down even further. Okay, let's apply some drive. And you hear how this sounds. So as you're making selections for each and every vessel note sound that you decide to try to play around with, playing around as well with the filtration of the sound can render you some really unique sounds. So moving on, let's go to the filter envelope. In the filter envelope, there's an ADSR for the filter envelope, and I use this very frequently. I don't use all of these parameters that much. I don't use every parameter in the ADSR, just depends on what I'm working on, but this can really do some things to your sound as well. So here I'm just going to change the amount to -32, and I'm just going to raise this filter envelope sustain level a little bit, or maybe halfway, and then I'll go into the filter envelope attack time and make it kind of drastic, and let's see how that affects the sound. And then let's change our sample play time, loop parameters, and all that. Let's change that a little bit. Let's take it off of 100. Let's put it there. Let's go a little bit closer. Let's see what we have. Right, and then let's switch back to the frequency and change it a little bit. And so as you can hear on that attack time, the reason it's making that noise, that kind of wah sound, is because of the filter envelope's attack time. Okay. Let's change the filter frequency a little bit more, the cutoff frequency. So you see what that does. And when you open up the frequency cutoff filter a little bit more, going towards the high frequency side, you can hear the clicks in it. And so this is a good way that you can use the filtration in Ableton's simpler and sampler to shape the ADSR and the filter frequency and the filter envelope of the sound to get something really unique. So I hope you all enjoyed this quick tip. Look forward to the next quick tip, where I'm going to go over how you can really quickly make some lush and beautiful sounds really quickly using the vessel notes, only using 2 sound effects, and that is reverb and delay. So look forward to that video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to Sound Creation Intelligence, and do not forget to go and download the Celese Zumbador collection of sounds as soon as you can. All right. Until the next time, this is Scientific SD. Thank you all for checking me out. Peace.